Hello everyone and welcome back to Scandinavian Design 101. I'm Sanna.
I'm Andreas and we are two Swedes and we love design. And today we're finally going to talk about the modernist movement's most influential school of design, architecture and applied arts. The Bauhaus school in Germany. Yeah. And this will be a simplified and short introduction, but have in mind that there is much more to the story.
Yeah.
The word Bauhaus is actually a paraphrase of the German word hausbau, and that means building a house. So Bauhaus means house of building, which is a perfect description of the school's purpose.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
In the years between the two world wars, 1919 to 1933, the Bauhaus school was established and thrived. Founded in Weimar.
Weimar, yeah.
Yeah. By architect Walter Gropius with a wish to create new architecture and design to help rebuild the post-war society. The school has since then become synonymous with rational and a minimalist approach to design. A form-follow-function approach, meaning the functionality served as the foundation of the ornamentation. You get that?
Yeah.
Gropius was a member of the Deutsche Werkbund and with that had much experience working with industrial architecture. His ideal was to mass manufacture design and with that making functional and aesthetically pleasing objects available to a multitude of people, not just the wealthy elite. Gropius' main purpose was to reform the art school system to create an anti-academic unified art school. So at the school, students were trained in both art and in technical craftsmanship, because they're equally important to create a Gesamtkunstwerk.
Yeah.
Total design, where you combine aesthetics with function and unite all arts. Gesamtkunstwerk in architecture should include design of the building, furniture and all decorative elements, textiles, artworks, down to the smallest details like the door handles and utensils, all of it.
Yeah. All students had to take a preliminary course to try out the different workshops to learn about the fundamental elements of design before they were allowed to choose their specialty. Initially, the course lasted 1 semester and later 2 semesters, so a whole year in the introduction.
Yeah.
The school had many different workshops to choose from during its 14 years, and for example, painting, ceramics, carpentry, metal, stained glass, graphic design, weaving, wall painting, sculpture, interiors, stagecraft, architecture, typography and advertising. So it's a lot of different workshops.
Yeah. And that's not all of them.
No, it's more than that. The teachers, or masters as they were called, consisted of some of the best artists at the time. Wassily Marcel Breuer and Paul Klee, and of course Lilly Reich too. Gropius formulated guidelines for the designs to make sure they consisted of a few simple elements so industrial production was possible. In 1929, the word functionalism started spreading through the world and also at the Bauhaus, and it suited the works of Bauhaus very well and came to work as a sort of framework when designing.
The school also admitted women, unlike many other schools at the time, but they were often pressured to study at some of the more feminine workshops, like weaving or ceramics. The weaving workshop operated like a women's department. If you wanted to be in another workshop, you had to fight hard and be very persistent. The number of women who graduated from the architecture or interior department were only 4 over the 14 years.
Yeah, that's not much.
The students studied for 3 years and then, and when graduating, they got a diploma, but no grades. Instead, it listed everything that the student had achieved during the years, and I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah,
actually.
that's a good thing. Yeah,
it is. That would be lovely.
Yeah. In 1925, the school was forced to leave Weimar for political reasons. The right-wing government just didn't approve of the modernist aesthetic. Nationalism flourished in the city, and the leaders wanted buildings and furniture inspired by the old days, the glory days of a huge Germany. Several cities welcomed the school, but Dessau gave the best offer. And the city provided land, and Gropius designed a new building to house the school.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, Gropius' all-important architecture department wasn't established until 1927, only 1 year before he resigned.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Because that was like his thing.
Yeah, and he had it for 1 year.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Hannes Meyer, a Swiss architect, took over and was chairman between 28 and 30. Meyer came to change the production method in the workshops to aim for standard products. Products that were not extravagant or individualistic for people who just wanted a practical product. That's boring, but...
Functionalism.
He thought by developing standard products, they could be so affordable that most of society could enjoy them. He thought of it as a service to the people.
Yeah.
And they all wanted that.
Yeah, of course, but it was even more extreme during those years.
Exactly.
Yeah. The school was under constant political pressure, not least due to rumors of a communist student organization operating at the school. And I think it was actually not just a rumor. I think Meyer didn't do anything to stop them. So
he didn't. No. He was very left-wing.
Yeah. And Meyer had indeed fostered a more political climate at the school and was dismissed as a chairman. The one who took over was architect Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, who relocated the school to Berlin in 1932 to escape the political pressure after the National Socialist Party gained power in the city. He also decided that the preliminary course was no longer mandatory. And the reason why Mies van der Rohe was chosen to take over is partly because he's been chairman of the Deutsche Werkbund since 1926, and he helped arrange and participated in many important exhibitions. For example, the Stuttgart exhibition 1927, Die Wohnung.
Yeah, Die Wohnung.
After he designed the German pavilion at the World's Fair in Barcelona in 1929, together with Lilly Reich, a very prestigious mission.
Yeah.
And he was one of the leading modernist architects at the time. And one of the best things he did, according to me, was to put his partner Lilly Reich in charge of the weaving workshop and interiors workshop. And she incorporated the workshops of furniture, metalworks and wall paintings into the interiors workshop, all of them very man-dominated workshops. So it's a cool thing with a woman in charge of it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The Bauhaus school was always associated with the political left wing, and through the years that brought them attention from the right-wing authorities. The Nazis.
Yeah.
After only a few months in Berlin in 1933, the school was pressured to shut down, and for good this time. Despite being open for only 14 years, Bauhaus had a remarkable impact on generations of designers. The sites in Weimar and Dessau have been included on the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1996 and are visited by around 100,000 people from around the world each year.
When it's not the pandemic in the world. Yeah, and let's end this episode with taking a look at some of the iconic pieces designed in the Bauhaus School during its 14 years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of wonderful pieces.
It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
Hope you found this introduction to Bauhaus interesting, and we will talk more about all the architects and so on later on.
If you want.
If you want. But if you like this video,
please click thumbs up and subscribe.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram. We are called Scandinavian Design 101.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.